Okay, so just going through the patterns again today, I went back and re-looked at the first move down and went back to my original count where I said this is an A, B. Actually, I didn't say that. I said something along the line of A, B, C, D, E was expanded wave four. Except I think that what happened here was a wave one, an A, B, C, D, E. So I think that the E wave is just a smaller version of the five wave move C. And the reason I think this is a C, even though it has a miniaturized wave four, is because of the move at the beginning had a small wave one and it had an expanded wave two. So I believe that what happened was it went higher and it just had a very small minor wave four correction and then the wave five of the wave C. Now, the move down, still think that's a D wave, that hasn't changed. So basically, since that point, nothing has changed, except for obviously that we didn't go any higher and we broke below support, right? Breaking below that support level really changes things. Now, there's a couple of things here with this. One is the trend, basically the trend line going up like this. It hit it, reversed. It also hit the 50% retracement, which is also the previous wave four, right? The highest point of the previous wave four, the A. So it's hit those targets. It's not uncommon for retracements to be expanded and shallow when they are expanded. So therefore, in this particular case, I'm feeling confident that this is going to go down and confirm by breaking the 41,620 area. Um, but also, if we zoom in to the 15-minute to start off, right, we could see up the top and a head and shoulders pattern, basically a technical head and shoulders pattern, um, and what appears to be a 1-2, 1-2 pattern. And the reason I say that is because of the weak bounce. Right, I believe it's corrective. Now, I drew this trend line here as well because I do believe that trend lines can be somewhat useful sometimes, depending on if you have a good wave count. And also, I can see strength diminishing across this move up, right? So if you have a look at the high points here, we had this part here was the strongest, obviously, and then we just had lower strength the whole way through. So there's divergence here, right? So that's another key factor. Also, if we've already pierced this trend line, if we break below it again, I believe it's just going to fall directly down in wave three. And confirmation once again is important, but if you have the confidence shorting around now from basically the highs, it's up to you. Myself, I am doing that now since we broke that support level. So to me, I just want to basically to me it means end of wave two, wave E, the larger wave E is going down. Okay, so that's divergence there, price going up, strength going down. Now, the other thing, what was the move in the end? Why did the count become so rotten after it did what it did, right? Now, I do have an explanation for this. Now, because I said when it comes down, it goes back up, it breaks the high. As long as it doesn't break support, we're good, except it came straight back down. Now, that right there is a red flag, right? It did bounce, nice opportunity to just, take back the position. Um, if you were basically long and say to yourself, well, this is not part of the count, there must be something wrong. Basically, a second chance to get out because wave threes don't start off looking like this, right? So it gave you a good opportunity to get the hell out. Wave threes are always sharp, like this, or even sharper, right? So that's okay. Something was wrong, I could tell, but I woke up around the time that was happening, um, just in time. But once it came back down and broke that area, I started looking at this pattern, and what I believe this is at the highs here after that, wave E finished, was basically a week 5 wave move. All right. So not easy to look, the smaller these patterns get, it's not easy to dissect them. So assumptions can be made. Locking in profits, as I said in yesterday's video, is important. But what I believe it ended up being is a 1 zigzag, a 3 zigzag, and up here, a 5 zigzag, with this being corrective and so large because this was a small correction here for wave 2, right? And obviously there's overlap between wave 4 and 2 and 1. So weak 5 wave move, that's another reason why I believe this is wave 5 done. And then obviously comparative to the wave C, which is like a smaller version of this pattern. To me, it looks like it's run out of steam in terms of RSI, hit the 50%. From an expansion to the downside, it's come back up. Look, if this is truly done, apart from the whole confirmation needed to break a lower, like to break a pivot low, to me, it's also like makes sense because if this is really going down, then why would it go higher? You know, um, I remember once I was trading Bitcoin and I was reporting on it here, and I was trading it up. It was great. I thought it was a sharp zigzag, and it ended up going and breaking through the top, right? And now that was a mistake on my behalf, but the fact that it went so high should have been in itself, um, a reason to be careful. So I prefer that the correction is lower, ends lower, is because to me it tells me it doesn't have the strength to go higher, right? And I suppose also in at the same time, you've also got this contracting type. You could say it's contracting, maybe not as much, potentially, right? Somewhat like an ending wedge, right? Now, that might be the case. It may not, but it is losing strength as it goes up into this sort of wedge type scenario. But according to my analysis, there is no going back up there's no reason to go back up and retest that channel whatsoever. So to me, it's good that we break this trend line sooner rather than later. It's a better indication, and also breaking that 41,620 dashed line. Apart from that, look, for now, for this video, that's all I've got. Yeah, I'm short this now, as I said I was going to do. I did manage to lock in some profits, but obviously, I said that for a reason. It's because with these corrective patterns, it's not like you're trading a wave 3, like a real impulsive wave 3. This is a corrective pattern, part of something that's going to be probably a lot sharper to the downside if this is the start of wave 3, right? So we'll keep an eye on that. If anything changes, I'll let you know. Thanks for watching.